Our business is a strategic advisory firm. We work for small and mid-sized companies, helping them build strategy, helping develop the leaders, the individual leaders, and working with the executive teams to help them expand and grow. In our business, we were looking for someone with a psychology background that really understood emotional intelligence. Many of the customers that we had been dealing with had spoken about it, and it was clear that that was a need that existed. So I sent Carolyn a note on LinkedIn with an invitation to connect, which led to future discussions and a real examination of her expertise. These organizations don't have the benefit of in-house training programs. Large corporates, they put people through training from the minute they start. They come through the door as interns and they're put in training through much of their career. Mid-size enterprise leaders don't have that. And if you don't have those soft skills, you cannot call yourself a best-in-class leader. And it's been amazing to see how many of them need that help. First off, she's an expert. She knows it inside out. She teaches it at a university, and she is a true subject matter expert. But there are lots of subject matter experts. Carolyn has a style, a flair when she brings it to the table. And one thing about Carolyn is that she holds you accountable as an individual. And she calls it out. She is fearless. She will put you in your place, but you will leave having been put in your place and feeling better about yourself. Well, think of a robotic world. Think of a world where you go to work and you put your punch card in and you behave like a robot, and then you go home at the end of the day. And you wonder if anyone has heard you, if anyone understands how you've been feeling. My belief is that in our world today, businesses, individuals in businesses operate somewhere between 40 and 50% of what they're truly capable of because they're not emotionally engaged. If leaders don't have the emotional intelligence to draw out the best of themselves and the people around them, their company is suffering, but more importantly, the people that work for them are suffering. They're not getting anywhere near the value and benefit that they should out of the leader that they have. You really have to look closely at someone to understand what makes them so good at it. And so often it's intangible. You try to put your finger on it, but it's the intangibles. Carolyn has the background skill and knowledge. Unquestionably, it's education, it's practicing the education in the school system, the university system, but then there's the intangible, that intangible that she has clearly worked it herself. And she has internalized the constructs and principles of emotional intelligence. She believes it so passionately for all the right reasons. And she brings that in such a compelling way, that in a way that is so compelling you can't fight back. You have to embrace it. I've had Carolyn work with a number of my clients, and in each case there were problems to be solved. These people were really, really struggling. I remember one specific retreat. Up we went to this private island, and Carolyn came breezing through the door to this group that would be somewhat robotic in the way they did business. And she started by telling them a bit about EQ and watched them glaze over, and then she started to challenge them. And then she started to engage them. That company's profitability has risen dramatically. Is it all about EQ? Probably not. Is EQ a critical component? Absolutely. More importantly, much more importantly, the obligation that company has to its employees to give them a place to work that allows them to be the best they can be is being fulfilled. The effects of the work that Carolyn has done with my clients has been profound. I have watched people who were viewed as closed, and untrustworthy open up, and perceptions of them change dramatically. Their core values are the same that they always were. In fact, they are more true to their values than they ever were, but they've let people in. And when they let people in, it changes everything. I'm actually going to say Carolyn has made my job harder. We work on strategic advisory skills and help companies build strategy. The people stuff is hard. It's really, really hard. It can slow you down. But if you don't get it right, you will fail. So while she's made the work harder, she's made the results vastly better. What's the best part of working with Carolyn? Well, you can tell from the smile on my face that she's just an engaging, wonderful human being. The work that I do with Carolyn is I refer her to clients. I'll tell you, I had an experience this morning which is the best thing about working with Carolyn. The CEO of one of my clients who'd spent some time with her said to me, "Mike, thanks for sending us Carolyn. I want to use her myself. She's done an amazing job for our team. That woman gets it." There are so many people out there that profess to be experts in EQ, and Carolyn is different. She brings a different skill to the table. It is really difficult to pinpoint exactly what that skill is, what that differentiator is. I think that it comes from her ability to really get inside your mind and really probe and allow you to do that in a place that's totally non-threatening, in a place that allows you to be reflective of both what great gifts you have and also areas that you could and should improve. And she depersonalizes it. You are a wonderful person. You know that going in. She allows you to believe that. We're going to work on some skills that you as a wonderful person can benefit from. So the receptivity to her coaching has been as high as I've seen from anyone in her industry. Engaging in EQ advisory, EQ coaching is a tough decision to make. It's soft skills, it costs a lot of money, and it's hard to see the immediate benefit of it. And I say to you this, make the investment. Make the investment. We all use the platitudes that it's our people that make the difference and whatever other adage gets thrown out there. Put your money where your mouth is, because the people that work for you deserve the absolute best from their leaders, and if you're not investing in that, then you're missing the boat. What would I say to people that are pondering working with Carolyn? The first is to probe, do you know what EQ is? And is it something that you believe you need? Are you willing to change? Do you want to be better? Because if you don't, pick someone else.